So what is going on, everybody? My name is Mehul and welcome to your 13th Angular tutorial, I guess. And in this tutorial, what we're going to take a look is at one-way data binding again, but from this time from the view to the script. So in the last tutorial, we took a look at how we can do one-way data binding from the script to the view. And I actually forgot to tell you one last thing in that, and that is instead of making use of these square notations, what else you can do is make use of this bind value thing. So this bind and then this attribute, this square attribute, both means the same things, right? So it doesn't matter. Similarly, with for this one-way binding for view to the script, what we need is some sort of user interactivity, obviously, because that's how the view would send some data to the script, like user interacted with this button or user entered some text into this input field and all that stuff. So to do that, what we're going to make use of is these curly brackets, or just not really curly, they're circular brackets, right? So inside this, we would write our event name. So let's just say this is key down. And for this curly bracket, this circular bracket rather, actually tells Angular that we want you to handle this attribute, or rather this event. And right here, let's just say, we just say our my function, anything like that. We can just call it, right? So we just go back to our component and we define my function, and we can pretty much say console log this was fired, right? And we can just take a look in the browser console, and if I write something, you can see our event successfully fires every time we write something. So this fires on the key down. And again, if you're not comfortable with these brackets, what you can do is instead of writing these brackets, you can say on target. Now remember, for the echoing out of value, or rather showing the value, we were making use of bind, but for this event handling, for the events, or rather one-way data binding, when we are sending data back to the script, we want to make use of this on keyword right here, right? So if you save this and take a look, again, it's one and the same thing. Now Angular actually gives you an event here as well, so that you can just access what just happened. So if you take a look at this event, and we can pretty much just log this, what we are getting, and take a look in the browser, and if I enter some key, you see that we get this keyboard event, and accordingly we can just decide which keys were pressed. Like it says me false for control key, so if I press control and press some other key, so you could just pretty much create some combinations in here with this function and take the actions accordingly, right? So let's just say if you want to maybe like I don't know, that's not really the best way to explain this, but let's just say if we have something like my custom string in here, string, and it's just set to blank for now, and we can just get rid of all these other things. I don't know why do we have that, right? And what we can say is my custom string is I don't know, let's just say event.target.value. Let's just say we are just appending whatever the user is typing. We do not care if the user deleted it, right? And we can just say this thing, right? And we can just display it in the browser then. And yep, so let's just say if I write something like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, so you can see that it's becoming jumbled. So what we can do is say something like now we can say or rather actually it's just echoes out, so we're gonna make use of the new line. So okay, so it's parsing our HTML, so we're going to just see that in source. So you can see that we get new text in every line, even if I remove the text, right? So you can see that pretty much that's how we are able to send data from our view to the script file by one-way data binding. And again, you can just go with the bracket notation one if you want. It's up to you again. So that is how pretty much one-way data binding works in Angular, at least. And that's all for this one. And in the next one, we're going to take a look at how we can do two-way data binding and actually what that would mean rather. So that's all for this one. And if you liked it, then don't forget to subscribe. And thank you for watching. I'll see you then in the next one.